Hi there, I'm Zoot Java. I'd like to touch on how schools are planning to deal with the coronavirus now that it has been classified as pandemic. The rapidity of how it has spread worldwide has people wondering about schools closing. The Ontario government here in Canada is closing all publicly funded schools from March 14th to April the 5th due to concerns about the coronavirus. That is from the March break and the next 2 weeks. Doug Ford's government said that this is necessary to keep people safe, based on the advice of Dr. David Williams, Ontario's Chief Medical Officer of Health. There isn't anything regards to how other functions at schools, such as child care centers, etc., will be affected. The extra 2 weeks following the March break will allow the province to evaluate what other measures might be required. British Columbia, for example, don't want to close any schools, but want the schools to teach what they term as respiratory etiquette. This includes something that all people should be taught anyway, such as covering your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing, they say, with tissues or into your inner elbow at the sleeve. Hand washing is always a good idea, but definitely increasing how often one washes one's hands at this time of a fear of possible viral infection is imperative. Alberta's public health says that while it is a low risk of infection, they encourage all students to stay at home if they feel sick. Some universities are suggesting students to self quarantine should they develop symptoms. The United States has Harvard, Princeton, Berkeley, and other universities will be closing and utilizing online classes. As of now, there are 16 countries that have shut down schools nationwide, such as Italy, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and China, of course. Justin Trudeau's package is $1 billion in funding for provinces, vaccine research, etc. He also stated that the government is ready to do more to provide credit for businesses and workers hit by the virus. Nobody should be worried about their job if they need to be quarantined, or employers shouldn't feel the need to lay off workers because of the virus. The UK, on the other hand, at double our population, have put together a $53 billion package to help their economy through the virus. This includes a reduction in property tax rates, something that would be very good here, extended sick pay, increased health funding, and $31 billion to fiscally support the economy. My thoughts on this are basically for the schools that are shutting down and are deciding to use online classes, it would be a good time to once and for all get the argument out of the way as to the effectiveness of online learning. Some cases may not be etched in stone, but others could be. At a time of necessity, this may be the perfect time to iron out any bugs with this idea rather than hypothetical arguments to the use of or not implementing this that could go on forever. This could possibly impact businesses on a different scale also. For example, many businesses do a lot of travel for day-to-day functions. If there are quarantines and areas cut off to travel, a business can't simply shut down and wait it out. They will have to find a different way in order to continue operations. Businesses may find much cheaper methods to take care of these operations and cut down their need to travel by a significant amount. This will enable them to operate a lot more cheaply, and then this will act like a domino effect, kicking off a lot of the air travel into the dust. Compared to some other countries, the Canadian government appears to be taking a rather blasé attitude, unfortunately, towards the spread of this virus. People have told me that there are hardly any people in Canada affected by the virus, but it was only a couple of weeks ago that there was virtually nobody in Italy with it, and now they have just over 1,000 deaths. Trudeau had better hope that this works out better than the gamble China took with it. I seriously doubt it will, but it's better to be safe than sorry. The UK seem to be preparing on a much bigger scale. Now, for the part that you've all been waiting for, my bad joke. Kids today hate it when teachers go out on strike because then they have nobody to assault. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps me out. And hit the bell for notifications of more of my words of wisdom. Share all my content on your social media as I tend to get censored by all the usual suspects. Until later, have a Java on Zoot.